Hey guys, it's day 64 of my 10-gallon Nano Reef tank. Sorry I haven't made an update in a while, but a lot has changed actually, so I really should have made an update. So I'm going to get right down to things. The first thing you notice is lots of different landscaping, no more sand. It's actually crushed coral from Florida. And basically the next thing we added since day 34 was actually an anemone, which really boogered up the tank. It got it really messy. It actually can move, and it moved in the back of the tank. And our clownfish wouldn't host in it. And so yeah, kind of scared them from this half of the tank because it was back there by the filter. So they would not go over there. And now they're all over the place. But so we got rid of that. We took it back to the pet store, and then we switched out the sand for gravel or crushed coral. Right now there's a lot of diatoms on it because it's about 1 week into it, so it's going through that stage where it starts to build up specific reef needs, whatever, in a saltwater tank. So as you can see, these white rocks, that's actually upside down. The other side had more color, which is why that rock was pretty much the whitest for a while. That one's got a lot of color. This one's got a ton of color. That one's pretty colorful now. The middle one's still pretty goldish yellow. Not from diatoms. It's a different type of rock, I think. It's not as chippy as the other ones, I guess. When it's out of the water, those other ones break pretty easily. Like, if you haven't noticed, there's a giant crack in that wasn't there the first time, because that's the hole right there. So pretty much we got the crushed coral because we actually had red slime algae problem, and I think there's still a little left. I think that's some red slime. I think that's some too, which is not good. So we pretty much took everything out of the tank, scrubbed it down, put it in buckets, took out 3/4 of the water, dumped out the sand and all that, made some new salt water, put everything back in, and surprisingly everything survived. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. So the gravel is a lot cleaner, except right now it's got diatoms on it, but those will obviously disappear. That happens in every saltwater tank. But pretty much that's everything that really changed. I'm just gonna go over everything quick. There's Tito. Never really get to see him, but that's him. He's still pretty small for a peppermint shrimp. He's doing a little shaky thing right now. He's shaking back and forth. But yeah, he was a lot smaller when we got him. Nemo, Oreo, and Flash, 3 fish. And I know 3 fish is pretty much the maximum for a 10-gallon tank, but I'm really tempted to get a firefish because the place that we go to, they now have them for $10, so I really want one of those. Kind of tempted to get one, so I may get one of those as a 4th fish. So I really want one of those. Anyways, to the corals now. By the way, we still have the 2 starfish. I saw one. He only has 3 legs. I think his legs grew back last time, but I'm pretty sure I must have like scrubbed him off when I scrubbed the algae off the rocks. Probably ripped off 2 more of his legs. Feel kind of bad about that, but they're really tiny and they're not always out. But to the corals, green star pops, doing as good as always. It closed up for a long time after the change, but now it is there again. It used to be over here, except all the rocks are landscaped different. As you can see, they're kind of on a ledge, so but they're holding up there. There's a hole in the bottom of that rock actually. So yeah, it could fall through, but it's not gonna because it's set perfectly on there. Next coral is the pulsing xenia coral. A lot of growth on this coral. It's better actually if you look from the side. You see lots and lots of growth on there. If you look at all those new heads, there's tons of them. Just loads. And as you can see, the frag plug is actually tilted up against the rock. I'm hoping that they'll start to spread onto the rock. So it's a really fast growing coral for those of you that want a quick growing coral. I'd most recommend pulsing xenia. As you can see, one head is closed up because Tito, he actually bothers them quite a bit. His little antenna things actually brush against them quite often. Frog spawn, it's looking pretty good. It's bigger earlier in the day, like around like 3 to 4 o'clock. It gets really massive in the morning and in the afternoon, late afternoon, and right now it's about 7:50. It gets really small again, so this is actually pretty small for it. It doesn't get much taller, but it expands more over the sides and gets more like puffy. So I like this squirrel a lot. I just wish it got a lot bigger. And the next coral is green mushroom. This one's a really mysterious coral. I'm never gonna see the growth on it because it always shrinks and grows and shrinks and grows. Mushrooms can do that, so I don't really like that. He never really pops up off the rock, so I don't quite get him. He's a confusing coral. Actually, there's a ton of junk growing on his live rock. I have no idea what some of that stuff is. It's, if you see, there's actually a little like white little flower one. Can't zoom in because this camera doesn't have a zoom in button. Kind of strange. It's a computer camera, webcam. But there's some little white flower thing. It's like some little like worm things. It looks like yellowish ones, and then there's like all these little like poop pieces sticking out of the rock. Then at the top of the rock, there's little black like things sticking out. If anyone knows what those things are, any of them, please help me out. I'm thinking about sticking it underneath here by Tito's cave. Hopefully he'll eat all that crap off of it. And here we have the leather coral, which is actually really small right now. It gets a lot taller, about to here, about shorter than the thermometer, but as you can see, it's kind of pulled itself in. The polyps aren't all the way out. So I'm thinking of, it's up against the glass here, I'm thinking of just moving a step back so it's still out of the flow, because it was earlier it was over here. It was just bending in half from the current, so I kind of like it in the corner more. I may just push it back more. So those are my 5 corals. Nothing new there. The fish are doing good. So everything in general is doing really good. So the LED light, it's really good. I like it personally. So I don't have any money to get anything better, so I think I'm going to stick with this. No coral problems, so I'm hoping that they'll do good. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.